Yoga has 8 steps, and pranayam is the fourth one. Yam Niyam Asana and then the pranayam. In this lecture, we will learn about pranayam, what it is and what are its benefits, why we should practice it, what we are going to attain while practicing pranayam. Look, this word pran means anything, any object that animates has pran. If you are a living thing because you have pran. Anything that is in motion, anything that grows, anything that moves, anything that revolves, it has pran in it. And as long as a person has this pran, he is not going to be dead. At present, there is a war-like situation going on between we and a virus called COVID. In yoga, there is a secret. If you have this pran, if you know how to hold this pran, there is no way that you could be defeated. This is the concept of yoga. This is the saying of yoga. If you have a mastery over prana, then nothing could make you ill, nothing could make you disease. Now, how to practice it? Look, how this whole concept started. We have a body and there is only one organ. There is only one organ that animates by itself. That is called heart. Our heart moves by its own. It has its own mechanism. It continues. And that's why it has been said that the seat of this pran is in this heart. Now this heart is related to your lungs. There's the relation between heart and lung. To master over this pran, our ancient sages have discovered techniques. There are various exercises to control this pran. The definition of pran as per Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there are basically two definitions. One is in Bhagavad Gita and then another one is in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Patanjali says that tasmin sati swasa praswasa gati vichedha pranayam. Pranayam is the restraining the speed, restraining the inhaling and exhaling of breath, restraining it, or variation in its timing. Through variation in its timing, variation in timing of inhalation and variation in timing of exhalation, that is pranayam. And then another one is in the Bhagavad Gita that says apane juhvati pranam prane apanam tatha pare pranapanam gatiruddha pranayam parayana. There are various position or seats of air in our body, and it has been termed a special name has been given to airs at different places. One of them is called apan vayu. Apan vayu, just think of it as something that regulates the below your navel part. Apan vayu is the vayu that regulates the bottom, your below the navel area, and pran vayu resides in the upper part. There are pran, apan, vyana, saman and lots of, but we will continue on this. So Sri Krishna says that there are person who inhale and there are person who exhale, and there are someone who neither inhales nor exhales but restrain it. So these three are the basic pillars of pranayam. One is called purak, another one is called rechak, and the third one is called kumbhak. When you are inhaling your breath, when you are inhaling, this is called purak. When you are exhaling, it's called rechak. And the third one is kumbhak. When you hold this breath, this is called kumbhak. So there are basically three steps, three positions, three pillars of pranayam. As a beginner, as a beginner, one should start with the first one. I'm gonna teach presently few exercises step by step that you should practice for at least a month. It will increase your immunity, it will increase your uh, antidepressive mood, it will increase your uh, happiness level and health. Besides, there are various benefits. First, what you should do, you should increase the timing of exhalation. Everyone breathes, everyone inhales, everyone exhales. Now, from today onwards, what you should do, you should sit in any comfortable position, but it's best if it's Padmasana. Sit in Padmasana and just inhale as you are inhaling. Now try to exhale slowly as possible. If you could exhale in 1 minute, that's awesome. But no, in starting, just try to exhale in 10 seconds. Consider exhalation as a packet and divide it in various parts, suppose in 30 parts, and you need to exhale per part per second. So try exhaling in 30 seconds. Inhale. Now exhale very slowly, just exhalation. Breath. You should try 12 time, 12 time in your first day. Now increase it to 20 the next day, and then to 50 the third day. Now after third day, increase the timing of inhalation. This is the second exercise. Increase the timing of inhalation and increase the timing of exhalation too. Inhale in 30 seconds and exhale in 30 seconds. I'm gonna always have a clock in front of you. Now I'm going to show you just one exhalation and one inhalation. Presently, I'm gonna do Purak inhalation in 30 seconds. Clock is there, so I am just concentrating over there for 30 seconds. This is 30 seconds and I am done with my inhalation, and now I am going to exhale it in 30 seconds. So this is one pranayam. If you do it correctly, your body will start profusely sweat. In starting, do it 12 times, and what you should do, there should be no sound in exhalation or in inhalation. There should be no sound of incoming breath or the outgoing breath. It should be soundless. It should be minutely respirated, minutely inhaled, and very minutely expelled. In 30 seconds you need to inhale it, and in 30 seconds you need to exhale it. Just do it 80 times. If you could do it 80 times a day, you cannot be unhealthy ever. Now what is proof? Uh, First proof is our Yoga Sastras, and we just cannot question it. That's the ultimate book. It says that you will be healthy. This is the third exercise. This is for the perfectly fit one, and if you don't have any health related ailments, if you're perfectly healthy, perfectly fine body being possessed by you, that means you could do this pranayam that I'm going to teach it. And this is the third one. Pranayam is divided into three parts. One is called Adham Pranayam, then is a Madhyam one, and the third one is called Uttam. In the Adham, you, the practitioner, this is the thumb. Now through your thumb, close your right nostril. Inhale in it 12 seconds. Do Purak in 12 seconds. Hold your breath for 48 seconds. That means you need to do Kumbhak for 48 seconds, and then you need to do Rechak in 24 seconds. This is the ratio. This is real pranayam. Combination of Purak, Kumbhak and Rechak in the ratio of 1:4:2. I'm going to show you how it is done. Adham one means the very lower one, the lowest of the pranayam. Look, you should start this practice after 1 month of practicing what I have. Sorry for my pronunciation. It's very bad. You should practice this, the third one, after practicing the first and the second one for a month. 15 months just exhalation, and then sorry, not 15 months, 15 days just exhalation, and then the next 15 days inhalation and exhalation in a gati vichedha method, swas praswase or gati vichedha, in 30-second inhalation and in 30-second exhalation for 15 days. Now what should be number? You could do it as per your capability and capacity. But remember, there should not be a rush. It should be practice. Pranayam should be practiced as an elephant is trained by its trainer, very slowly. So the third one, you should practice it after 1 month of practicing the first one and the second one. And the third condition is that there should not be any health elements, health related elements. You should be perfectly fine. So why should you do it? To be always fine, to be always perfectly healthy. And there are lots of other benefits that I'll go on disclosing in the coming videos, probably, if I make. So this is the pranayam, Adham pranayam, the lowest of the pranayam. Inhalation in 12 seconds, holding your breath for 48 seconds, and then exhalation in 24 seconds. Again, I am telling you, my clock is there, so I am looking there. This is one pranayam. If you do it correctly, you will be full of sweat in just one pranayam. Now try in the first day, try doing it at least 5 times, then gradually increase the number 2 times per day. It should reach to 80 and it should be practiced 80 at a time. This is Adhan Pranayam. Now in Madhyam you increase the timing and seconds, like in 60 seconds of inhalation, 64 seconds of Kumbhak. Kumbh means in Sanskrit, Kumbh means pot. Pot means something which can hold. In Kumbhak you make your body as a pot that holds breath. So this is pranayam. Now if you practice it, you master over pran. Pran is I'm giving a link below the video. It has a detailed explanation of what it is. You should read it at least 5 to 8 times. It's actually very difficult to have an idea of what it is, but it is like space and all. It is pranayam. There are various stories in ancient, in our Upanishads. Students used to ask their gurus and teacher what something is, and they used to tell them in a very historical way, like saying, so in Chandogya Upanishad there was a fight between all the organs and prana. The person was always getting agitated and not feeling well. Then it went to all the organs. It went to nose, it went to ear, it went to tongue, but everyone refused to save him from something that is evil, and at last it went to prana, and prana saved him. So this is one of the story of Chandogya Upanishad. You will get just an idea of what it is by listening. I'm giving a description. If you wish to have knowledge, if you just want what prana is, what you one should think on hearing this word, you may read it. And now for this, the present situation, for the present fight that is going on between we and a virus, nature is doing her natural selection. So in order to overcome it, do pranayam, make your chest healthy. You won't get pneumonia. You won't get pneumonia. You will be fine. You will beat this COVID if you practice pranayam. Enough for today. Rest in the next video. Namaste.